Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adventist Information Network. I am Natalia Nancis. This evening, we recap the news for the month of July 2022. In our top stories, new president for the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventist. University of the Southern Caribbean graduation ceremony. These and other stories in our newscast this evening.
We are here in the office of the newly elected president of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists, Pastor Prasad. Pastor Vishnu, you have recently been appointed the president of the Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists. Were you surprised by this appointment, and did you ever think that you would hold a position like this?
Well, Sister Lewis, I was more than surprised. I was overwhelmed to the point that I cried. Who say big men don't cry?
Oh boy.
Never expected this. And it's just amazing what God has in store for his children.
How does that make you feel?
How it makes me feel, while I said earlier that I was overwhelmed and
Yes.
to the point of, because I was surprised, I also feel happy to know that my church believes in the youth. My church believes that once a young man or a young woman gives their heart to Jesus and is willing to be taught, willing to learn, willing to listen, then our church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, entrusts responsibilities upon individuals such as myself. And so I'm happy that the church is in that direction.
What was your wife's impression when she realized that you were asked to serve as a president? I know, people see the president position as, very important, very esteemed position, very high, very much in your face, in the public eye and in the eye of the constituency. And obviously, you have to live up to a certain expectation, and people expect this kind of thing. But what was her impression? Because I know that sometimes it can be challenging. All of a sudden, you're just a regular, and then all of a sudden your husband is in this position. And what was her response? What was her impression? What was her response to everything?
I wish she was here to answer for herself, but since you asked me, I hope I won't get into trouble. Well, firstly, when we spoke on the phone,
Yes.
of course, she would have pledged her support. She's one, if not my biggest supporter, encouraged me, believed in me, saying that, okay, you can do it, and God has called you for such a time as this. Of course, now with the limelight, if we could call it like that, spotlight, is very overwhelming.
Yes.
Especially on her case. She's very simple, want to be on the back seat,
Yes.
behind the scenes kind of person, not really upfront individual. But what I do love is that as we progress, from courtship right to this time, we would have said, wherever God leads us,
Yes.
we believe in his leading, his trust. We trust in his leading. And so while it's not something that is craved and something that, you really like to be in front of cameras like no, we just want to do the will of God.
Right.
And if this is what God's will is now, we just want to serve him.
Now that now that the dust is beginning to settle, beginning to settle, because it's been a few weeks now since your appointment, and you're now settling into the work, familiarizing yourself. Where do you see the mission in the next 5 years, Tobago Mission in the next 5 years? How do you, from your perspective, have you begun to think along those lines of where you would like to see, the level of growth as well for the Tobago Mission? Yes.
Well, what I love about this church,
Yes.
this church is not a one-man church. And so while the church may have a change, maybe leaders in terms of the physical realm, God is still the leader of this church.
Of course.
And what He have done, or the system we have, is not a one-man system, it's a corporate system. And so when we have what we call sessions, in Tobago we have our sessions every 4 years. At that session there is a committee called a Plans and Recommendation Committee, where the brethren leaders from the different congregations will have express their desire to see the mission progress for the next 4 years in a particular area. Also, we have something called a strategic plan.
Yes.
It wasn't born by one man, it was a product of many minds coming together. So where I see myself and the mission, particularly in the next 5 years, as you say, is looking at those plans and recommendations, looking at the strategic plan, and see how best we can fulfill what the laity has said to us that is important.
Right, okay. And as you're talking about the strategic plan there, and it's not being a one-man document, one-man program,
Yes.
and we look at our church and we look at our organization, what do you see as the biggest strength that we have to push that strategic plan forward and to take it where we want it to go, as outlined, and what the constituency has asked of us? What do you see as the biggest strength for the Tobago mission, the organization here?
Well, Sister Annette, in any organization, which includes a church, I believe the greatest strength is the human resource. And not just human resource, the cadre of workers, and by extension the membership, I believe right now is poised once to fulfill the mission of the church. After suffering from COVID and the lockdowns, and persons are now turning their attention, what is next for planet Earth? Persons are turning their attention to say, the signs have been fulfilled. And I believe we have a cadre of membership, especially our workers, who want to fulfill the mission so that we can go home with Jesus.
What's your passion? What drives you? What do you do outside of working hours? What do you like to do? Do you like to go fishing? Tell us.
Well, I like adventure. So if it includes fishing, I will be there. So adventure, I like to see new places. I love to meet new persons, experience new things. Years ago, when I was younger,
You still are young.
when I was younger than I am now, I love to take pictures, different things. But as you mature, you realize so many responsibilities. I'm not getting as much opportunity to rest as I would have liked, and to see places. But that is my big passion: meeting new persons, seeing new places, experiencing the adventure, camping.
Great, wonderful, wonderful. So we can expect to see you at our uniform ministry camps coming up.
I have my uniform as well.
Of course. Pastor Vishnu, I want to thank you for spending just a little bit of time with us, and sharing a little bit of your personal life, and what you see for the mission, and what you would have experienced and expecting to experience. We hope that as you continue on in ministry and in this position, that we will hear a little bit more from you as time goes on, as things progress, and that we will hear of all the wins and losses and, testimonies that I know that you will have to share, because you always have a testimony to share with us. So thank you once again for spending this little time with us.
Could I also say thank you for doing this interview, and thank you to the viewers who will not only look at this interview, but we crave your prayers for our mission as we try, by God's grace, to take it to His standard.
The University of the Southern Caribbean celebrated its last physical graduation ceremony in 2019. As such, the university combined the class of 2020, 2021 and 2022 together for a grand celebration at the Mount St. George Seventh-day Adventist Church. Each represented year chose their valedictorians. Our correspondent Anya Nero speaks with the valedictorians for the years 2021 and 2022.
The University of the Southern Caribbean, Tobago Extension Campus embodied the scripture in all things we give God thanks, as they held their graduation service on Saturday the 16th of July at the Mount St. George SDA Church. With me today are the two top performers, Mariska Thomas and Thais Lord. Welcome. Today we have these two lovely young ladies from the University of the Southern Caribbean. They are the two top performers. So we have Mariska Thomas and the beautiful Thais Lord. These two lovely young ladies. I want to know, what were your experience like at USC?
Well, for me, my experience, despite being pretty stressful as it been a school environment, it has been quite rewarding.
Nice.
You know, from late nights to not being able to go to certain activities that you wanted and having to sacrifice. At the end, it was all worth it. And if I had to do it all over again, I would.
Lovely.
Yeah, I would say it was an enjoyable experience as well for me. At Tobago Extension Campus, it is very small, so we are like a family, and that's one thing I really appreciated about going to school. I created some wonderful memories with great people like Mariska here. We developed our relationship from school. I distinctly remember it was one night, class was finished and we were in the library stressed with an assignment, and that's how we actually started speaking, because we needed assistance, so we decided to work together, myself, Mariska and three other young ladies, and we formed a group. And trust me, they bring me through school because it was really stressful, but we made time to spend with one another to kind of ease the load. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And what were your fondest moments at USC?
Spectrum, that's like our sports day. You know, it was interesting because I'm not athletic at all, you know, but for the points here, I will try a little something, you know, to make it work, to add up some points from a team. Yeah, and I think overall I'm a very sociable person, so just creating memories with people was just amazing for me.
Okay, nice.
For me, I think I would single out our trips, because anything to get away from the classroom at times, you know, just to break that monotony of having to go to work, school, back home, that kind of thing. So having the field trips to the rainforest, to the Bucca Reef, these type of things, anything that has to do with outside, for me that was like the Mecca.
Yeah, even going to Trinidad as well for sports. Yeah, we used to mash them up in match pass. Yeah, that was our experience as well.
Wow. What is one lesson that you learned while at USC that you'll always remember?
For me, my one lesson would be to be persistent, because many times our lecturers would have been lenient and accommodating with us to allow us to be able to do over an assignment if we didn't do it as best as it should have been done. And within that, we would have had a greater understanding, you know, having to do over something one time, two time, three time. It makes you understand it better and more able to articulate this subject matter, that kind of way. So at the end of it, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter how many challenges you would have faced with it, given the chances to go to do it over, it gives you a better understanding. So in life now, I know, okay, if I didn't get it the first time, I could try again, try it a second time, try it a third time, you know, because at the end of it, I will get it. It doesn't matter how many times it takes, I will get it.
I would say to never doubt yourself. Sometimes when you're faced with a situation, difficult situation, which would be assignments, we tend to look at it as a bulk, you know, and it's like, oh gosh, I don't know if I could do this, you know. I remember when I finished a lot of my assignments, I'll take it to my mom. I was like, Mommy, just read this and tell me how it's sung now, you know? And that was me doubting myself. So I had to constantly remind myself that, Thais, God gave you the ability to study. You are an intelligent person, and really affirm myself and remind myself that I could do whatever, you know, I am faced with. Like whatever challenge I will be able to overcome it. So it's just a lesson to never doubt myself, because sometimes when I submit assignments to teachers, be like, Thais, you know, they'll leave a note. Miss Taylor, she always used to leave notes on our assignments, like, this was really good, and I'm like, wow, and I was doubting myself, and it was actually a quality paper. So yeah, don't doubt yourself at all, reaffirm yourself always.
Yeah, those are great life lessons for all of viewers. Those who think that they may have passed the age to go to university, remember, don't doubt yourself and be persistent. You can achieve it. Okay, so what are some tips that you would give to current students or new students to successfully navigate through the university?
I think one important thing would be to make sure that you have a relationship with your lecturer.
Right.
Make sure to talk to them, ask questions. See, asking questions, even though you may think that everybody else understands and might look stupid, ask your question. Because when you leave that classroom, you would still have that question lingering. And the lecturer was the one to answer it. So now you're going home, you can't answer it for yourself. You're shy to ask another classmate because you know you don't want to sound uneducated. You don't want to sound like I just don't
annoying.
know. You're annoying.
Don't be annoying to the other classmates.
So when you have the chance to ask the question. When you're finished, you'll have peace of mind and you'll be able to understand what it is that you're doing at the point in time.
And then also with asking questions, somebody else might have the same question to ask, but don't want to ask it. So yeah, asking questions is always good. For me, I would say have a good social network. School is not all about academics, right? Yes, we're going there to get the best education, blah, 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 blah. That's all well and good. But to really maintain your sanity, you need to socialize with persons. And I just want to say that I am so grateful for my Let's Party crew, which is myself, Mariska, Stachel, Avenel, and Caroline, because we really supported each other during our 4 years at university. We would stay, because all of us are working, some of them are married and have children, and we would stay in school after class, finish assignments, go home, and the cycle was literally work, school, home, just to sleep, and it repeats for the next day. So just maintain a social network that will really encourage you and ensure that the persons in your network are like-minded, because you don't want to associate yourself with people who not serious about achieving a goal.
And now that you have completed and have received your bachelor's, what is next for you all?
The job hunt is on, definitely in my field. I also want to further my studies in health psychology, because one of the beauties of attending university is that you are exposed to a lot of branches in the field that you are into. So we did psychology at general major, and we didn't do an emphasis in anything. I'm not sure, did you do it? No. Yeah, so you are exposed to different branches of psychology, and I really love health psychology. So I would like to pursue one day my master's in that field.
Okay, nice.
For me, having left, I have now embarked on doing coaching. I'm a conflict resolution coach with Enriched Life Limited, where we assist persons with things like anger management, how to deal with stress in the workplace, things like that. So if anybody needs assistance, you know, enrichedlifelimited.com, we are here to help. Right? I am also running my business, a bakery. Sweetness, my only weakness. We do desserts like banana nut bread, carrot cake, birthday cakes, you know, custom cakes, weddings, cupcakes, all these things. And within all of this, I would also like to further my studies. At the moment, I have not zeroed in on what exactly I'd like to do. But for now, coaching is something that I really enjoy. Coaching and my bakery, those two are my focus, and I really enjoy those at the moment.
Okay, lovely. So you want to thank these two educated professionals for joining us today and sharing their experience at the University of the Southern Caribbean. We do hope that you learned and you were inspired. Thank you for joining us.
It's an honor to be a part of the class of 2022. During the 70 years of Harman's existence, the school has been contributing scholars to the various sectors of Trinidad and Tobago and abroad. Anya tells us more.
The Harman School of SDA celebrated the class of 2022 with their consecration service on Saturday the 9th of July and their commencement service on July 10th. We came, we fought, we won, and now the future awaits was their theme. Assemblyman Sonny Craig was the featured speaker.
But the Lord said unto me, say not that I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send you, and whatsoever I command you, you shall speak. In dealing with the reality of your future, allow God to put words in your mouth. Allow Him to influence who you are. Now, your text is Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. It says, for I know the thoughts I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. God has a good end in mind for you, but you could interrupt that. Many times we get in the way of God giving us the best ending we could get. I want to encourage you to put yourself in a gear for success. Put yourself in the conversation for success. My grandmother used to tell me, you must have ambition. And regardless of what the labor market had to present, you have to create employment or seek employment. You don't have any time. You don't have the luxury of sitting down at home playing on your devices. You have to get out there. You have to change your circumstances, your family circumstances, your community circumstances, your island and your country. And I know you could do it. We have to take a very high moral road, this class of 2022. You have to be the ones to introduce to our society in Tobago a higher moral standard. You have to be able in your dress and your deportment show the whole of Tobago that you are different and you are destined for greatness. Ethics and values, balance in what you do, restraint. The love of Christ could constrain you. Fearlessness. There's a text that says, for I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of love and of power and a sound mind. Class of 2022, you are the class that will put up with more nonsense and more craziness in the world than any other class. Because you came through the pandemic and you are the first graduating class out of this institution. God gives His strongest battles to His strongest soldiers. And you have what it takes to be successful.
We congratulate the class of 2022. This is the Adventist Information Network.
Come and be a part of our family. Join us every Friday at 6:30 p.m. for family worship. Let us welcome in the Sabbath together as one. Each week we feature a new family. You don't want to miss it. So join us at 6:30 p.m. every Friday on Airside Media Tobago on YouTube or Facebook. See you there.
The Adventurer Exhibition of Talent on the 21st of August 2022 is an event that you do not want to miss. From 3 to 6 p.m. at the Harman School of Seventh-day Adventist Auditorium. Adventurers from each of our clubs will be setting up, showcasing on display an award they would have completed. This exciting event will include an evening of poetry, drama and singing and lots more. The Adventurer Exhibition of Talent, August 21st. Bring your family, bring your friends. You do not want to miss this. The Move to Live Ministry Caravan continues its journey in skipping to lose unwanted weight. The North Zone Challenge is on. Endurance, combination, freestyle, Ironman, relays, all the action will be taking place at the Mariah Recreational Ground on August the 28th from 3:30 p.m. Contact your local health ministries coordinator for more information on how you can be a part of this exciting jump rope challenge. See you there. Trinidad and Tobago became an independent country on August 31st, 1962, and was no longer ruled by the British. As the British flag was lowered on August 30th, 1962, the national flag of Trinidad and Tobago was raised for the first time. Each year, the Tobago Pathfinder Marching Band, as well as Master Guides, Pathfinders, and Adventurers join with the Trinidad and Tobago armed and unarmed forces in celebrating the nation's independence from parade ground near the Dwight York Stadium along the highway, culminating at the Gardenside car park in Scarborough, Tobago. Come, join us on parade. Fly your flags and celebrate our independence on this grand occasion. We are celebrating one more World Pathfinder Day, and that makes us so excited. Like Gideon, we can change the world. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Like Esther, we must change our world to change the world. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place. But you and your father's family will perish, and who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. World Pathfinder Day takes place on September 17th. Spend the day with us in fellowship and praise. Then let your hair down on Sunday the 18th for some fun and adrenaline bursts. Contact your local club leader for more information.
Every woman menstruates. As a result, we often use disposable pads, which can be both costly and harmful to the environment and, in some cases, our bodies. In our Business Buzz segment for this evening, we interview Miss Maudlin Francis, the owner of Little Lily Designs. Miss Francis's business offers products that are both cost-effective, reusable, and healthy for the environment and our bodies.
Today we have Sister Maudlin Francis, an entrepreneur, and she will give us insight into her business.
So I did my bachelor's in biology. I got that from Andrews University. I studied at USC.
Right.
Back then it was CUC. Hi, all my CUC alumni, right? And then I did a master's in medical microbiology.
Okay.
So I tried to find a way to take these skill sets and the information that I would have learned in those programs and then make them applicable to some of the best people in the world, women.
Obviously, yes. So, what is the name of your business and what is it about?
Okay, so the name of my business is Little Lily Designs, and we go by the brand Lily and Fee.
Okay.
So our business creates stress-free period experiences for women by offering alternatives to the traditional period care options that are available.
Okay, nice. And what inspired Lily and Fee to start?
Well, to be honest, as a woman, I was dissatisfied with the period care options that are available to us as women. I don't think that it really caters to our comfort. And after experiencing these type of products, I decided to, when you find a good thing, you share it.
Yeah.
So I decided to create a brand so that other women could feel what I felt, And as a mother of 2 girls, we have to be conscious of the things that we do because it impacts future generations. I mean, some of the waste that we're using now is going to be around for the next 100 years or so, So we wanted to help women have to kind of get rid of that repetitive waste, all those disposables, the amount of plastics that are involved in traditional options. We wanted to give them alternatives so that they didn't have to contribute to that.
Okay, and I know some persons may be skeptical because it's something new, and you said that it is reusable.
That's right.
So can you just give us some information about how healthy it is?
Okay, that's an awesome question. So firstly, the thing that I love about these products is that they have an extremely long wear time. So, with traditional options, you have maybe 4 to 6 hours max, and then you have to change. And that's because for traditional options, they tend to absorb, where our products, in one instance, it doesn't absorb. So once you maintain your proper hygiene, as in washing your hands before dealing with it, then you reduce absolutely to almost nil the risk of toxic shock syndrome, right? That's reduced tremendously. And then with the other product, it's made of a bacteriostatic material, so it prevents the growth of bacteria. So it's actually pretty hygienic.
Okay, nice. So I see that you have some products here for us to view.
Yes.
Can you just tell us or show us what products that you have here?
Absolutely. So with our company, we try to cater to the preferences of women, right? So we're creating, or we're finding options that would help you replace whatever you feel most comfortable with. So we know that there are women who prefer sanitary napkins, and so we have our menstrual panties.
All right.
Right? They come in sizes extra small to 2XL, and they're made with a technology that is it's super awesome. So they're super absorbent. They offer 4 layers of protection. There's one that wicks moisture away from your skin, one that is the absorbent layer. There's one that prevents leak through, and then the other is the panty itself. So it's also designed for your comfort. So it starts with a high gusset in the front, so you have protection in the front, and that follows all the way through up to the waistline in the back. So you have maximum protection. As well, it's designed so that the insides, the sides, prevent leakage on the sides, and we know that's a real thing, right? So you're absolutely protected. And secondly, for those who prefer tampons, we have our menstrual cups. Those who don't know what a menstrual cup is, it's like a bell-shaped, let me show you, a bell-shaped device. It's made of medical-grade silicone that is used internally to collect menstrual fluid. So you would use it. People usually ask, what, how? Because they look at the size. It comes in small, medium, and large, right? And they ask, oh my, how? So I tell them it's all about the fold. You create a small incision point, and that helps you in your use. When it's filled, you empty, you clean, and you reuse, and then at the end of your cycle, you sterilize it and put it away for the next cycle.
All right. And I see that you have the instructions on the box.
Yes.
Excellent. I love the colors as well.
Thank you.
So how can interested persons contact Lily and Fee?
Well, we are on all your social media platforms. You can reach us at Facebook and Instagram at the handle Lily and Fee. That's LILYANDFI. We have our own website where you can get more information, or you can even purchase. That's lilyandfee.com. And if you'd like to reach us by phone, you can contact us at 463-5305 or 729-2962.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us your products. They are awesome, guys. Please check it out and give it a try. And we'd love to hear feedback as well on how it worked. Thank you once again for joining us. And we head back to you, Natalia.
Thank you for joining us on the Adventist Information Network. Be sure to join us on the last Thursday of every month at 7:30 p.m. I am Natalia Nancis. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.